Alright, what's up YouTube? HPJ here, and I'm coming at you with the next deck profile for the top 10 uh, deck profiles for the structure deck polls. And we are now at the Sacred Beast. So if you're not too familiar with the Sacred Beast, these were the GX variations of the Egyptian gods. They were each in similar look and style of the Egyptian gods, but they had their own unique abilities. These guys were featured as the simultaneously boss monsters to the final part of one of the Yu-Gi-Oh seasons. I believe it was season 2, in which they talked about the Sacred Beast and the whole crazy scenario that the Sacred Beast had around it. So I actually have to now interact with the Sacred Beast. I haven't played this deck at all. Like, I've never had really any interaction with the Sacred Beast. I think the only time I had any interaction with any of them is Haman, the Lord of Searing Thunder, and that's only for two particular reasons. Other than that, I have not touched this deck at all, and this is actually a rare occasion that I've touched this deck in a long period of time. Because now, actually, matter of fact, I've played this deck, but actually only in a video game. And the only reason I had to bring a game is because the stipulations to get from one part of that game to another was me having to actually play and win with Amatile the Chaos Phantom using its effect and abilities. Yeah. Glad I'm not playing any games that have that crazy amounts of stipulations. Oh wait, I play RPGs. Anyway, so we're going to be going over the Sacred Beast deck profile, and I hope you guys enjoy. So, starting off, I'm running 2 copies each of the Sacred Beasts themselves. I'm running 2 copies of Haman, Lord of Searing Thunder, 2 copies of Raphael, Lord of Phantasm, and 2 copies of Uriah, the Lord of Searing Flames. For the other monsters in the deck, I am running 3 copies of Dark Summoning Beast, 3 copies of Surgeon Street Patrol, 3 copies of Phantom of Chaos, and 1 copy each of Dark Gruffer and Armageddon Knight. For the spells, I'm running 3 copies of Fallen Paradise, 2 copies of Terraforming, 3 copies of Phantasmal Marth. Phantasmal Mars. I'm running it. 2 copies each of Allure Darkness, Supply Squad, Messenger Piece, and 3 copies of Wave Motion Cannon. For the trap cards, the only ones I'm running ironically in this deck, I'm running 3 copies of Escape from the Dark and 3 copies of Call of the Haunted. For my extra deck, I'm running 3 copies of Amatile, the Phantom of Chaos, Utopia Prime, and Utopia the Lightning, Babuska, the Terribly Tired Tape Eater, Evil Swarm, Exciton Knight, Gaga Cowboy, 2 Wee Witches Apprentice, 1 Nightmare Cerberus, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, and 1 Nightmare Unicorn. I do believe I'm missing a monster in my extra deck, which will probably be an Abyss Dweller, if that is ever the case. But yeah, this is pretty much it for like the main and the extra deck. So just to go over it, so let's talk about the Sacred Beasts themselves. Haman, Lord of Searing Thunder, cannot be normal summoned or set. It must be so summoned by sending 3 face-up continuous spell cards from your field to the graveyard to summon it. When it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, it inflicts 1,000 points of damage to your opponent. And then when its card is in face-up defense position, your opponent cannot target other monsters for attack. So, Haman is a very strange monster. All the Sacred Beast monsters are very strange, due to the fact that they're pretty much knockoffs of the original Egyptian gods. They all pretty much have high stats on them already. What is it? 4,000 attack, 4,000 defense. I believe Raphael is also the same, and then Uriah literally has 0 attack and defense. But that's all accumulated to Uriah's effect as well, which I'll get into. But that is Haman. Raphael cannot be normal summon or set either. No, Raphael can't be normal summon or set. No, it can't be normal summon or set. It gotta be special summon first by tributing 3 fiend monsters you control. Oh, it cannot be special summon any other way. So this actually gets her workaround. Primarily thanks to this guy right here, the Summoning Beast. But yeah, Raphael has that ability. He can special summon whenever your opponent summons a monster, you can get to special summon Phantom tokens. Level 1, 1000 attack, 1000 defense, Fiend type Dark attributed monsters. And then for each monster summon, those tokens cannot declare an attack, but once a turn, you contribute one monster for this card to gain attack equal to the original attack of the attributed monster till the end of the turn. So it's kind of like Obelisk and Obelisk's effect. And then we have Uriah, the Lord of Searing Flames. So Uriah's effect is that it gains 1000 attack and defense for each continuous spell card on your side of the field. This card cannot be normal summon or set. Instead, by sending 3 continuous face-up continuous spells or continuous trap cards, to the graveyard. And yeah, that is just pretty much it. Oh, and then you can target one set spell or trap card your opponent controls, and then destroy that card. Spells and trap cards cannot be activated in response to its effect. So yeah, that is pretty much the Sacred Beasts themselves. So we're going to talk about Dark Summoning Beast. So this is one of the new monsters that was featured. I forget what set this card came out of, but yeah, Dark Summoning Beast. So its effect is you can when you tribute this card, you can summon one Uriah, one Haman, or one Raphael from your hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. You can, if you control also monsters you control cannot attack for the rest of the turn. You can use this effect. You only use this effect of Dark Summoning Beast. It's actually my first time ever interacting with this card. So give me a minute. The other effect I do believe is that you can banish this card from the graveyard, and it'll allow you to target one of the special beasts and add them to your hand from your deck. So it's pretty much their easy way of getting to the summoning. The summoning beast is an easy way to get to the sacred beast, because otherwise this would be just one very butchered up various deck of it. So Armageddon Knight and Dark Grepher are pretty much here to help you get to the Dark Summoning Beast, to send the Dark Summoning Beast to the graveyard, to get its effect off, to search for the Sacred Beast. We have Surgeon Street Patrol. 1, because this is a Fiend type monster. 2, because it can inflict damage to your opponent. And then you can special summon a Fiend type monster from your hand who has 2000 or less attack, which is pretty much helping you get to the Dark Summoning Beast as well. And then we move over to the last monster in the main deck, and that is the Phantom of Chaos. So if you're not too familiar with this guy, your opponent takes no battle damage when this card attacks. Once a turn, you can banish one monster in your graveyard, and this monster's name and original attack becomes the same as the monster you banished till the end of the turn. This is one of just the old school combinations that you have with this monster, primarily because that's just how this monster works. It's supposed to be a copycat S monster. And you can also run Summoner Monk in here if you want to speed up the process, because I am running a lot of spells and traps, a lot of spells in this deck, so you can easily fit in like 1 or 2 of Summoner Monks, or maybe a possible full set of Summoner Monk, and then you can possibly get that going. But yeah, that is just pretty much it for the monsters. As far as the spells go, we got to talk about Fallen Paradise. So this is the field spell for the Sacred Beast. Uriah, Haman, Raphael, and Amatile, while they're in the monster zone, with card effects. Yeah, your opponent can't target them with card effects. These monsters can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects while you control them. And if any of those monsters are destroyed in your monster zone, you can draw 2 cards. So pretty much your opponent would have to kill them off by battle. Good luck with that. But you get to draw 2 cards if that is ever possible. And you only use that effect of Fallen Paradise once a turn. This is pretty much just to make them invulnerable, so that way you can take advantage of them during well, pretty much because you want to rush into Armatile, which I guess is okay. It's not too bad of a thing. But yeah, you have your Fallen Paradise, and then we have Terraforming, which simply is just an easy way to search for the Fallen Paradise. We have Raphael's signature spell. This is Phantasmal Mirth. If you only activate this if you have 2 or more cards in your hand, and have either Uriah or Haman on the field face up. This will allow you to send your entire hand to the graveyard, and if you do, you set summon 3 tokens. Um, 3 Phantasmal Marth tokens, level 1, 0 attack, 0 defense, Dark Attribute Fiends, and they just come to the field in attack position. This is pretty much just supposed to help you summon Hamon, Lord of Stern. I mean, not Hamon, Raphael, uh, to the board, just to give him some tokens, which I guess is okay, but it's kind of because you're losing your hand at this point, but you do have the effects of your Dark Summoner, so that way you can go into your Dark Summoning Beast, so you can go and search for Raphael. So it works itself out there. To Allure Darkness, because most of this deck is dark, with the exception of Uriah and Haman. I put in just a whole bunch of random continuous spells just because of just summon Haman out. One of them, of course, is Supply Squad. The other one is Messenger of Peace. And then we have Wave Motion Cannon. And for the next set of cards, we're going on to traps. We have Escape from the Dark Dimension. This is pretty much just to pull out the Dark Summoning Beast so you can have it go back onto the field to use its effects again. You're pretty much trying to send the Dark Summoning Beast as much as possible to the graveyard so you can search your deck for a lot of your cards. Primarily so you can go and get Haman's effect. So you can go and get... well, you pretty much want to use the Dark Summoning Beast so you can get Haman, Raphael, or Uriah as best as you possibly can. So that way you can go and summon into Amatile. This also does count as a continuous shot card, so that helps with Uriah's effect. And then 3 Call of the Haunting, because you bring back monsters, and another card just to count for Uriah's summon. Alright, now we move on to the extra deck. We're going to talk about the boss monster itself. This is Amatile, the Phantom of Chaos. You need 1 Raphael, 1 Uriah, and 1 Haman. For this summon, this card can be summoned without having to use Polymerization. It must first be summoned from the extra deck by banishing those monsters. When this card cannot be destroyed by a battle, and this monster gains 10,000 attack, but only during your turn. This is kind of the craziest fusion summons I've seen from the extra deck, because the stipulations are extremely high. You have to actually stretch a lot of your material out to actually go and get each of the sacred beasts, and then once you have those sacred beasts, you don't have to use Polymerization to summon out, well, Amatile. And then Amatile is very situational. Luckily enough, this monster can't be destroyed by battle, but yeah, I mean, the real good combination is with the fill spell, so at least it can't be destroyed by card effect either. And then you, of course, if you do lose it, you can easily get 2 cards off of this, so at least that's helpful. But like I said, it's just been a long period of time since I had to interact with this monster. God, one of just the craziest fusion setups as well. The rest of the deck is pretty much straightforward generic monster support, because I feel like if anything, at least I'll have that for the backup. So Utopia, Utopia Prime, Utopia the Lightning, Babushka for defense, clearing the board out with Evil Swarm Exciton Knight, 800 points of damage for Cowboy. You have, of course, the Nightmare package of Cerberus, Phoenix, and Unicorn. And then 2 We Wish the Princess, because if All Out fails, just go into a dark beat up. And most of your monsters in this deck is dark anyway, so they'll at least give that additional benefit. I am just missing 1 extra deck monster. That's primarily on my fault, because I kind of forgot about trying to put in an extra deck monster. Oopsie. But you practically just fit in anything and still benefit from it. So that's pretty much it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed me going into one of the randomest decks I could possibly ever go into, the Sacred Beast. And sadly enough, they did not get the structure deck results. They were actually literally 1% away from winning that out, and I would have loved to see what could have possibly happened if they had won, but they lost it out to Shadal. So, alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will catch you guys next time. Also hit that notification bell when you guys want to be informed of when I upload new content, and stay tuned for live streams and stuff. Alright everybody, HPJ signing out. Take care.